Hey, Pathfinders, how's it going? How are you? What are you up to? It's your girl, Deborah the Queen, here for another episode of Light the Path podcast. You're going to love this one. And let me tell y'all why. Because I need the guys, I need everybody to lean in because this is extra special. Because I always have so many women. And today, the Lord has blessed. He done brought some guys out to the front stage to be on Light the Path. And I am so excited about that because women are always open to share. And so, this one you're absolutely gonna love. Let me just give you the intro. But look, before I start, make sure that you subscribe, like, and follow on social media. And listen, share these episodes out with someone that you love. Because this one will be good. Let me read the intro. Let me get my glasses on. Look, today's conversation centers on a simple but life-altering truth. You are one decision away. My guest is Christian Struthers, the heart behind Real Life Rambles. Once a college baseball player with a full ride scholarship and a future full of promise, Christian's life slowly unraveled as addiction took hold. What started as partying became a lifestyle that cost him his dreams, his direction, and nearly his life, culminating in a 130-mile-per-hour car crash. Let me let y'all sink that in. 130-mile-per-hour car crash that should have ended everything. So can I even add to this? This is off script. We're going to be talking to a miracle, okay? Look, in recovery, Christian discovered healing through faith, consistency, and an unexpected companion, his dog, Millie, who became a living reminder that love, loyalty, and second chances still exist. Today, Christian shares his story to remind us that transformation doesn't happen all at once. It happens one decision at a time. This conversation is about recovery, gratitude, and what it means to realize you're never too far gone to choose differently. Y'all help me welcome Christian to Light the Path.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time and adjusting well for me.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me, Deborah. I'm super excited and thank you for this amazing opportunity.
Listen, it's all my honor because just reading your bio, and I just gave a snippet, right, of what it all entails. And we're going to dig into some of this. But before addiction took hold, how did you believe you were becoming? And then I guess the part two of that is when did you first realize the decisions you were making were pulling you in a different direction?
Yeah. So like I said, like you just mentioned, I played baseball. And I got good grades and didn't really hang out with the wrong crowd. Great family support all my life. Close with my family. So I went and found that. I went and found the partying, the drugs, um, and I was always chasing the fun thing, and it never
Mm,
really clicked. As soon as I stopped having fun with something, I would move on. I would drop it, and so it was actually in college. I had gotten in a fight with the dean of the college
mm,
because she wasn't gonna let me drink when I turned 21. She was telling me I wasn't even 21 yet. I had, I think, another year to go, and I was living in the dorms, and for some reason we got on that topic or that, and so I quit. I stood up and I walked out on my dream. And
mm,
again, and at that point I still didn't even register to me that, like, you are making the wrong decisions. I had everything lined up. I had all the support. I was getting better and better at it, and so and then I just went on to the next thing. So it still, I would say it took me till I was 26 when I got in the crash, and something finally didn't work out for me because everything, even my bad decisions, it just always seemed to work out for me. I
mm.
just like never really had consequences for the bad decisions that I was making. So yeah, so
I mean,
That's
can we just say God's grace? Can I lean into that? Can I say
100%.
God's grace is sufficient, everyone, even when we're not worthy, right?
Yep.
Even when we're doing
Yep.
what we want to do. And God is so gracious. He be giving us free will. I'm telling you, if
100%.
I was the father, okay, I'd be saying, get your butt over here, sit down.
that's, and that's in it, and the lessons gradually got worse and worse. But I still
Mhm.
didn't learn. I had plenty of chances. I ended up after college. I ended up getting a job with mud runs and like color
Mm.
runs,
Okay.
and I was the hype man for them. And so I got to travel the country doing events and hype people up. And I had gotten in a car crash out on the road, and I was drinking and driving at the time. I ran from that, didn't get in trouble, didn't, it was a rental car. I rolled my car. I got home about 3 weeks later, and then I rolled my car 3 times, and I got a DUI from that.
Mm.
Um, but relatively on the lighter end of a DUI, where it wasn't, and that was kind of like, okay, but I just kept doing things. I had so many wake up calls that I did not pay attention to. And then when I got in the crash, I always laugh. It's because I got in the crash and they said I flipped in the car for a football field and a half. And they said I had equivalent. I had 17 major injuries. But they said I had equivalent to shaken baby syndrome. So I always say God picked me up at 26 and shook me like an infant. It was like, pay
I know he
attention,
did.
like
Ooh-wee.
listen to me. And so said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yes, no, and even through that, like I said, I ended up being the biggest blessing. It is. I call it a blessing. Everyone's like, oh my, but I'm like, no, that was a blessing in my life to get in that crash.
Recovery often brings unexpected teachers. How did Millie? This is who I want to interview too. I want to interview Millie. How did she become an anchor for you during a season you were learning how to live again?
Yeah, and that's everyone always asks me like, how'd you get through that recovery or your lowest days? And I always say secret is I got a dog. I was in because I had gone in the car crash, so I was in a coma for about 7 days. I had broke my neck, had 2 strokes, just fully unrecognizable. And my parents didn't know what I could hear, what I couldn't hear. And so they promised me a dog. And that's one of the only things I remember when I was coming out of the coma was to get a dog. And so 2 months later, I get out of the hospital. I was never supposed to walk again. I had shattered my pelvis. A broken thigh or broken, yeah, just everything was super messed up. And so they told me never walk in. The right side of my body didn't work. I still can't see out of my right eye. And so we found this German Shepherd, and so we got her, and she was going to be my service dog. But I always joke, I was like, I healed up better than I was supposed to, and she turned into a princess. So, but she was amazing. The reason I got out of bed when I didn't want to on my dark days, I remember there was one time I was sitting in my wheelchair and still not cleared to walk, still was not supposed to walk, and she was just pouncing at me. This little puppy just pouncing, wanting to play and barking at me. And so I was trying to lift up out of my wheelchair and like play, that's how I was playing with her. It's like, so I would say, and my family support, my family support and Millie were the reasons. And she's in my darkest days. She actually ended up passing away about a year ago. She was only 7. She got heart disease and yeah, didn't make it. And that was one of my toughest losses.
Christian, I wasn't prepared for
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You should
no,
have
no,
told
no,
me
I
this
dropped
on
it. I just
air.
dropped it.
Woo! You should have
Sometimes
told
I
me
can't
that
hold it
on
back.
air.
It's yes, no,
Millie, I was
but
sure was gonna say, Millie, I need you to make an appearance, princess.
I
Oh
would. She would. She would be. She thought she was a lap dog. She was 80-pound German Shepherd, and She'd be trying to get up on my lap right now. She would be. She was amazing, I'm blessed. It was hard for me to turn that one into a blessing, but I feel so blessed that God gave me her in the time that I needed her the most. She did her job. She was here. She did it amazingly. And and I believe, I don't know, he needed her back. He needed, she was amazing. My soul dog. She knew exactly what I was thinking, what I was feeling at all times.
Christian,
So
you just
that's,
took this whole podcast for a whole nother twist because I was not expecting that.
yes,
I was
yes.
not
Oh no.
expecting that. Oh man, I am sorry to hear that, but I am so thankful that she was able to do that service. Your motto is I get
That's right.
to.
That's right.
How did shifting your obligation to gratitude change the way you approach recovery in everyday life?
It gets you on that positive mindset, right? It just switches when you feel yourself starting to complain or want to complain, you switch it to I get to, and then it just snowballs. It's something clicks in your brain, and it comes from where, I mean, at 26, I had to have people help me go to the bathroom. I couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself. I had to learn how to sit again. Like, you take sitting for granted, I was on my back for 2 months, just couldn't get up, couldn't roll over. I'd have people who were helping me roll over. So just those small things. I never thought I would get to go to the store again, or I would
Yeah,
get to wake up again, type of deal. There's many scares in that. Um, so switching that mindset like that has really helped me. Like, okay, I get to go work out, I get to go to physical therapy, I get to, and all the way from the good things to the mundane things, the things that seem like, "Oh, I don't want to do that." No, you get to.
get
There's
to.
somebody
Yeah.
out there that got that taken away from them, and they don't get to go do that anymore. um, and then it just helps me stay positive and think positive and be positive. So
Mm-mm-mm. If someone is listening right now who feels like they ruined too much, they've been done too much, and they want to start over, what would you want them to hear today? How could you encourage them to go
you
for it?
can you can do it. You can do it. And it doesn't have to be big steps. Like, it might be you're one decision away, and you don't know how you're gonna get there. You can't necessarily see the end road, and you're like, there's no way. And like, there is a way, and you get to make a different decision today. And you stack those on, and they start snowballing. And then even a week later, 2 days later, a month later, you look back and see how far you've distanced yourself from what you used to do. You are you today. Today is the day you can change anything about your life. You can make it better at one decision at a time. And
I
get
love
yourself a dog. They'll help you. They don't care what you've done. They don't care where you've been. What they don't. They're happy to see you, and they will help you and remind you how cool you are and how good you are, and
now.
and
Do you
what
have
you
a
can do.
dog now, Christian? Do
We
you have
did.
a
So I went from a German Shepherd, and I got a French Bulldog, a little Ava
Mm.
now. I got a little Frenchie.
Okay,
So
Ava the
yeah.
Frenchie.
She's
I know
fine.
she cute.
she, where's she? Ava girl, where you at? No, she's sleeping now. She's back there, but she's
She's
like,
like,
no,
don't bother me.
no. She is such a little bulldog. She's so funny.
So very
So
cool. Christian,
yeah.
let everyone know where they can connect with you on social media to hear more about your story and maybe even to book you for events and think
Yeah.
anything that they want.
No, definitely. So real life rambles on Instagram is where I'm at. And then I also have, you can connect with me through DogDash. I actually started an event that celebrates Millie, and it ends up we donate back to animal shelters. But DogDash on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, we're on there, and that's how I share my story as well. And I also have a website, christianstruthers.com. You can get a hold of me through there as well.
Listen, thank you so much for your time. This has been beautiful. And listen, Pathfinders, I'm going to make sure that I put in the description box right down here all his information, all his links, so that way you can connect. And Pathfinders, remember that sharing our experiences is not only empowering, it can help light the path.